Good morning. Appreciate Sierra always being punctual. Julie said she'll be here in 15 minutes, so we'll go ahead and start though. First of all, if you're ready, Sierra, I would love to open up with how your numbers are doing, because I know you already told me, but I'd love for everybody else to hear the little experiment that we did, and to see how much of a difference that made with your post, because it was pretty significant. So
Yeah. Let me get to the text with you because I don't have the paper on me. There you are. Okay. So I know the last weekend last week, we discussed the scheduling for Meta Business Suite and the question that you posted. So what I did was I scheduled posts through the suite just to kind of experiment. So I started on April 1st. So I obviously did like a April Fool's Day post. And then two of the pages I posted on Thursday, the other two I posted on Friday. And then I posted a Bible verse on Sunday. So maybe 3 or 4 posts total, not including the ones that I did actively.
like in
So,
real time.
right. So
Yeah.
like one of the pages is our Build-A-Bear. So I did April Fool's the Friday to advertise the festival, and then the Sunday. But then on Saturday, I went on there and posted a story of us actually at the festival.
Yeah.
I think I made a post like in the moment that we were actually at the festival on that Saturday. So like that one got 4 posts, where one other one may only have gotten 3. But I tracked the views and the reaches on them. And on one of the pages, I started at like 201 views and 89 reaches. But after the 3 to 4 posts, it grew 123% to 448 views and 155 reaches. And that one was just Facebook. So some of these are Facebook, some of these are Facebook and Instagram. So like the bear page, we started at 4 views, 4 reaches on Facebook, 0 views, 0 reaches on Insta, and we grew 17.5% on Facebook and 100% growth on Instagram, and ended up being 706 views and 368 reaches on Facebook and 37 views and 14 reaches on Insta. The handyman page I run for my father and my husband.
Mhm.
We started at 4 views, 6 reaches, grew 5,050% to go to 206 views and 89 reaches. And then my real estate, we started at 148 views, 193 reaches on Facebook, 33 views and 22 reaches on Insta, and grew to 573 views and 294 reaches on Facebook, 163 views and 32 reaches on Insta, which was a 287% growth on Facebook and a 391% growth on Instagram. And then my personal page alone in the last 28 days, I actually checked that last night and it went up from whenever I told you.
Nice. So are you cross posting? So are you, I know you're in your suite. So are you posting, like you post to Facebook and then it's like automatically going to Instagram, or are you doing all like in the suite separately, or how's that working?
So what I did was I went into Suite and I went to, I think it's called Planner, and it shows you like a week, or it'll show you the month, and you click on the day. And then I have it set to where I have Facebook and Instagram, if applicable to that page. I have them turned on. So whenever I make the post and I add the picture, it will automatically post it to both Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, that's good, because I know the question we were talking about before was, you know, does it hurt your reach if you're posting like that and you're not actually in like the Instagram app or something, cross posting like that? And I did find, I'll kind of talk about this again. We had asked the group and we got like mixed response. Really, I found basically the celebrities in the meta creators group are like, yeah, I didn't see any difference, right? And then the smaller creators tended to have a different view on it, and they would say, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's helping, or maybe it's hurting. But I really think this as well. It also has to be good content, and I think that because I've kind of been helping you guys with how to post and stuff like that. You're kind of coming right out of the gate knowing how it should be formatted, the tags you need to do and like stuff like that. So I think that helps a lot as like a smaller creator. And so
Right.
I love that. So I'll start scheduling my posts too then, because I think the main thing about it too is being consistent, and we're so busy. It's kind of hard
Right.
to be consistent. Just, I've said, I always keep something on my story every 24 hours. There's always something there, but we do need to also still be posting. I should be doing that. So I'm going to start scheduling myself. So it was a great experiment, and
Yes.
very successful, I would say. So
That's going to be my next experiment is, so I did that for a week. I'm going to do it now for the month of April. So like today I'm going to schedule the rest of the month and then we'll compare it from March to April and see what that looks like.
I'm excited to hear about it, because like just for a week time span, that's a crazy amount of growth.
Right.
And I'm curious too, so did you get your Google Business email where it tells you how many views you've had on your Google Business?
Oh, did they send those out?
Huh?
Have they sent those out yet?
I just got mine yesterday.
Okay, let me
So
check.
I think I got two, which the first one basically only tells you like how many clicks you actually had to your website and stuff, which for me it's not very much. But for eyeballs on your Google Business, I had 20,000 views last month, which is pretty much seems like that's been my average. Um, so I know it's two different, like it was two different emails. So if you don't have it yet, that's okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, I went through and deleted a bunch of emails, so I may have accidentally deleted it, but I'm looking like through the trash now. I'm not seeing one yet. So I may not get, oh wait, you, your business profile report with 28 reactions last month.
28
And,
reactions. So you should have also had another email that says how many views. And for me, it was like a separate email, but
um, let's see, it has a thing to see the full report. So I clicked on that. Let me see if it says views.
and that's nice too, because then you can see everything. It's just like any other social media profile,
Yeah.
analytics and
So in March, I got 86 people viewed your business profile, which is up 300%.
hey.
Yes.
That's good. It'll just go up from there. Have you been posting reviews for businesses?
No. I
Yeah.
know, I know, I know.
I got behind too. I was like, oh gosh, I had, because anywhere I go, I'm like, I'm gonna write a review on this later. I get video and photo. I try to do both.
Yeah,
It doesn't even matter if it's like, if I think it's dumb or it's just the outside of the building. Um, I try to do it because it just helps the algorithm and more people will see it. So, because not everybody does that, especially if it's like for not a very exciting business. Um,
yeah.
so so I caught up like right at the tail, like right before I got my numbers, and I posted like probably 5 or 6 reviews that I was like holding on to. But people see it, so I still had 20,000 views last month, so it's good. It's very important
Yeah.
to do that, and I try to shoot for like one review a week, just consistency, just like any other platform.
That's what I was about to ask you. If what how do you separate it? Like okay, this week where did I go? Okay, I'm gonna do my review this, or do you do it once a month?
I try to post a review once a week just so that it keeps it moving, that Google knows, oh, she's active. I mean, because people, I don't know if you realize this, that people can follow you on your Google business profile too. It's just like Facebook or something. I have followers. I'm like, why are you following me? Yeah, it's the weirdest
That's
thing.
cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I see in there I have followers. I was like, okay, so their eyes are on you. They care about your reviews if they're following you, I guess. But um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I do try, and I'm not overthinking. I try not to overthink anything. Work smarter, not harder. And so really, it's like I said, it's anywhere I go. I mean, honestly, if you go to a gas station, you know,
Right.
leave a review, you know? Um, and sometimes it can be hard too, because it's like, since this is like attached to our business, you want to be careful with, like, I try not to say anything bad, or if I do, um, I'll say something positive with my first line and I'll sandwich it. And in the
Yeah.
middle, I'll be like, well, I noticed this, and then I'll end with something positive again, you know?
Yeah.
So positivity sandwich is good. Um, you know, so yeah.
Okay. Well, I have to add that to my weekly to-do is to do a review a week.
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
Julie made it. Okay. So we kind of just go back when you have time and watch the first 10 minutes of this. I think it's very useful. But at this point, I think we can start on our AI chat, which I'm super excited about. The more I learn about it, really the more exciting it is, because um, we're going to be doing things a lot of agents are afraid to do. A lot of agents are afraid of AI, or think that it's going to take our jobs. Um, it's not going to take our jobs. We want to use this tool to our advantage. And in fact, AI is already embedded in basically everything. It's embedded into Facebook. It's embedded into our emails now. You can't even write an email without it doing that AI prompt, like, do you want me to help you write this or whatever? I mean, it's everywhere, right? It's everything. So it's not going anywhere. So we got to figure out how to use it to our advantage. And so I think this will help a lot, like as an introductory AI thing, but I'm going to get pretty deep on it. I've done a lot of research on it. And before I get into the deeper aspect of it, I'm gonna say they've opened up access in Georgia MLS. I don't know if you've noticed, but they've partnered with 12 local MLSs to connect members to the listing database across the state. It provides access to additional properties we didn't have access to before, so that's pretty cool. So we now have access to Carrollton, Dublin, Albany, Tifton, Vidalia, Bainbridge, Cordell, Dalton, Thomasville, Moultrie, Douglas, and the Golden Isles Association of Realtors, Brunswick. They're working on that coming soon. So I think the more, because I know there's some like MLSs that like we can't access, right? Or it's hard. Like I know like Athens is, you know, can be a pain to like open their houses and stuff. It's just a little bit different. So it's nice to know that they're starting to try to open up those other areas, because I think it should be accessible. We should be able to access the whole state. We're licensed in the whole state, right? So just know that they're working on that, and some of them are already opening up. So if
Do
you
they
want,
just show up on Georgia MLS or is it like we go to a
yeah,
different site?
it does have an icon you can add to your dashboard, so you can have the quick access. You would go to the Tools tab. That's at the top of your page. You'll locate the Georgia Listing Network in the Partner Services section, and then you'll click the heart icon next to it, and that'll put it on your dashboard, so it's easy for you to click. They also have a video there that shows you how to navigate through it, so that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yes. Very, very excited about all that. I'm going to always encourage this, have conversations, meet people at community events, we can do fun things. And, you know, a lot of times, like I always say, like, if you're wearing your name tag, or maybe you're wearing a real estate hat or shirt, like you don't have to like, you know, hi Jen. You don't even have to like bring it up. They'll bring it up, right? So you can also join clubs, you know, anything you enjoy, you know, just to connect with people. You can join your local legion. And so anyway, if you just needed ideas on how to meet new people. So the National Association of Realtors, talking about AI now. These are the ways that AI is being used for real estate right now, and this is going to evolve. So right now it's already using predictive analytics, using historical data and algorithm to forecast the trends and can make accurate predictions for property value, identify investment opportunities for investors, and the generative AI can help automate your listing to get content and stuff like that. And that's more ChatGPT. And when you're able to automate this, it's kind of like having an assistant. It kind of frees up your time to focus on the more higher value activities that we could be doing, getting more clients and stuff like that. There are how-to videos on how to use that. And something else I want to talk about is the REST-B AI. This feature is already on by default. You can turn it off if you want to, but I mean, I wouldn't. You know, you want it, especially after you hear the details on it. But is anybody familiar with REST-B AI yet?
I am not.
Okay. By the end of this, you're going to be an expert. So don't you worry about it. Okay. So the REST-B AI, you're going to see the icon for that on the first page of your dashboard on FMLS. If you kind of look in there, you know, you've got the down payment thingy, you've got all those little things where forewarn is and stuff like that. There's a little icon, it says REST-B AI. This is being used to help solve the issue of duplicate listings, stuff like that. It enables users to find properties based on features or photos that are similar to the photos that you have uploaded. So it also provides condition adjusted comparable properties to evaluate homes at their as-is state, as well as their theoretical post-renovation value. So that's pretty cool. Does trend analysis by looking at the home's interior and exterior styles, kitchen layouts, and more. It will scan for problems in your listing, as well as provide suggestions on what you should type in the description for your listing photos. And they will be adding more features. So as soon as they come out with that, I'll tell you about those as well. How to use it, really easy. You'll see a check mark for auto-generated descriptions on upload using REST-B AI. And you want to just make sure that's checked. It should by default already be checked, but just next time you're putting a listing up, just make sure it's there. And if you don't like the suggested text, you can modify it. It is editable. And the more description you use, the more eyes are going to get on your listing. And just like I've said before, even the MLS, just like the Google Business, these all have algorithms. And so if you understand that from an algorithm standpoint, you just want to be as descriptive as possible. I know there's agents that, you know, maybe you think it doesn't matter. I'm just going to quickly put my listing up. You know, I don't have a lot to say about this listing, so I'll keep it short, right? We should not do that. AI is going to pick up all of the words and all of the description that you could possibly put there. And the better that the more you can put there, the more eyes are going to get on your listing. So, okay, I'm here now. So I also did a bunch of research on the Finding Homes by Lundy. Has anybody heard of that?
No.
I heard
No?
of it, but
No.
I haven't looked into it.
Okay. Well, so this is a great segue because what we were just talking about, the recipe AI, that's already integrated. That's already doing its thing as long as you got that check mark checked. So now this is going to take that a lot of steps further, and you'll understand why you want your listings to be as descriptive as possible. So Finding Homes by Lundy was basically made for visually impaired people so they could look at homes too. Now, it might seem like there's not a big audience for that, but actually there are 38 million people over the age of 40 that are visually impaired in some way. Like, you know, they have glasses or maybe they can't see perfectly, but all the way from that to, you know, being blind. So Lundy was made available. You can access it on any Alexa device. You can download Alexa on your phone. So here's the thing about it, and I've played around with it a lot at this point. So it's really, really cool if you have, do you guys have like an Echo Show, like an Alexa Echo Show?
Yes.
You have one?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I love it, especially for this. Like I have one in the living room and I could just say, so sorry if I set off your Alexas. But what you do is you don't even have to download anything. You don't have to download Lundy. You don't have to download Finding Homes. It's already integrated there. We just have to know how to use it. So it's crazy. It's crazy. It's fun. So all you do is say, Alexa, start Finding Homes, and it'll pop up immediately. It will ask you what house you want to find. And so on the Echo Show, on the Echo Show, it will give you visuals as well as talk to you. Like, what are you looking for in a listing? And you know, you can say, so on the FMLS YouTube page, there's a 45-minute Lundy walkthrough. And so if you watch that, I do recommend that so you can get familiar with how to play with it. But I will go through it with you. So you would say, Alexa, start Finding Homes. And then you tell your client scenario, whatever it is. So you could say, help me find a house for a retired couple looking for a home on at least 1 acre of land. They have 1 dog, so they need it fenced. And their budget's between $250,000 and $350,000. You can be, you know, and so you'd be surprised. So actually, this is one of my clients. And so I was kind of curious. So I played around with it yesterday. I was like, oh, you know, it's so hard to find acreage in Covington, especially. And well, a lot of areas right now, but I was having trouble finding some for them. And so I tested this out and I thought, it's probably going to say, sorry, there's no matches, you know, but actually I was surprised. There was a whole page of matches and it's going to match that. And then you can even ask, why do you think this property is good for them? And it will describe to you if it's good for your dog because it has a fence. It'll describe the kitchen if you're saying I have a couple that is loves to bake or something. They want a large kitchen, and why do you think this property would be good for this couple? And it'll tell you why. It'll pop up. It'll show you the kitchen. It's so amazing. The one thing that I can say about I love it on the Echo Show. Like I want to buy more just because of this reason, because you can visually see it and hear it. There are some capabilities for the visuals as well, like in some vehicles, you know, if you have the screens in the cars, not all of them. And it's pretty exclusive to Alexa right now. I don't know if they'll ever expand on that, but you do have to have Alexa. I experimented on it with my iPad and also my phone with Alexa on there. I'm not getting any visuals, which I expected that. They said that basically right now it's exclusive with Echo Show, basically. So because again, it's more for visually impaired, so they need more of the talking if they're wanting to find a property. And a lot of times visually impaired people have a seeing person, so so the Echo Show is nice. Um but yeah, do you guys have any questions about that? I feel like that's a lot, but
It's good.
it's so good. It's so great. Well, so yeah, so you can still, if you have Alexa on your phone, you can ask it to find you a property. You can also compare homes by kitchens. So it'll not only just bring up the listing and you see the front of the house, it'll actually, if you said compare homes by kitchens, it will show you the listings. It'll show you all of the kitchens. Isn't that crazy? Like it'll show you just the kitchens. So then if you have somebody that's really particular about kitchens, it's so much easier to find it that way. You can compare homes by the backyard, you know, if that's important to them. You can also favorite a property if you like it, and they can as well. They can use this too. Anybody can use it. Let's say you don't have to download anything. You just ask, you say, Alexa, start finding homes. That's it. It's easy. So we can even tell our clients that they have that available to them. It's a very useful tool that not a lot of people know about. You can even ask it, can you build other buildings on this property? So that cuts out a lot of time too, right? Because they're always asking us like, well, I want to build a shed, or can I build a chicken coop or something like that? And you can ask it if you're able to do those things. And it's pretty accurate. It only pulls from information from the FMLS. So the accuracy is really good. It's not pulling from like, you know, Wikipedia, things like that. It is multilingual. So if you speak to it in Spanish, the reply will be in Spanish. Obviously, if you're speaking English, it'll be English, but it does have bilingual capability. You can tell it to talk faster or talk slower. So it's just so cool. I love it so much. I got so excited when I discovered this. Yeah, so like I said, the screen use is exclusive with Alexa right now. So you also can't put it on your computer. You couldn't put it on your laptop or something like that. But anything you can put Alexa on, you're at least going to get the audio. So if you're, you know, maybe you're in the car and somebody called you, I mean, you could still, you just won't be able to visually see it unless you have Echo Show in your car. So. It also will not work with Google or anything else, like I said. It's exclusive to Alexa. It won't work with Google. So the better detail you have, the better the search results. So now you can see, going back to the first bit we were talking about, using that REST BAI for descriptions and, you know, tagging our photos, all of that is going to be used by Finding Homes by Lundy. So now you see, so I want to be super extremely detailed in my listings. Every agent needs to. That's a good agent, because I mean, think about it. If you're a listing agent, you want the most eyes on your property. And what better way to do that than to utilize that AI? So even your visually impaired people looking for homes will maybe find your house where they, you know, maybe somebody else's house that they listed wouldn't be in there because they didn't utilize, you know, the AI and the descriptive words. So be as descriptive as possible in your listings. Yeah, it should not be just the minimum. I see it all the time. I don't know if you guys do, but I see listings all the time where it's extremely short, maybe like 2 sentences in their listing, beautiful da 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 home, la la la, you know, and then they check all the boxes. Let's do better than that. Because the more descriptive you are, that AI is going to pull those words, and then more people will see your listing. Da, da, da. So I wonder how this is going to change the way you're able to serve your clients better, and the way that you can tell them. It's another way that you can show them that you provide more value than maybe another agent that doesn't even know about this. Because you guys didn't know about it before today, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, you already have something over other agents that you can offer, and you can tell them about it, you know? So now I listened into this video that they did like a Zoom on it with the Finding Homes people that created this, and they're always like improving it. So I'm sure they're going to be adding things as well. I'll keep you guys updated, any cool new stuff they do. But they, in the future, they plan to integrate in a way that, say, now right now you can't, but they're working on it, so it's really cool. So if your client, say he like wants a really long driveway, or maybe, you know, it's a client that I don't want a steep driveway, something like that. So eventually he's going to integrate in a way that you can use the AI to be able to locate those type of listings just from the photos. Like, is that not cool? Because it's so hard to tell when you're just looking at the picture. Like, most of the time we can't tell until we get there, right? And so I think that's a really cool feature. Also, if they want, you know, a house that has like lots of trees or something like that, that's also going to be something that they're going to integrate, and we'll be able to pull listings with lots of trees or not many trees, or whatever they want. So it's super exciting that it makes our job easier, but it also helps us to show our value. So right now it does just save one search at a time. So when you do a home search, it's only going to save that last one that you did. So whenever you go back, maybe the next day, and you say, Alexa, start finding homes, it'll pull your last search, but that's the only one. It doesn't like store a whole bunch of searches. You can't send searches, and you don't want to send searches to clients like that. Like I said, they can use it as well. They don't got to log in or anything. But it's not going to have our information on it, because it's just an Alexa thing. So will that change in the future? Maybe. But for now, they just recommend, if they just let your client know, if you do see a property on Finding Homes that you're interested in, have them send it to you. So then you can pull it from the FMLS, and then your information will be on there. You can, let's see. Yeah. In the future, they might have the ability to save more searches. Right now, you can't. You can favorite properties. You can favorite properties. Yeah. So yeah, I just said that. It does, and I played around with all the things. Right now, it does not have the capability to book a tour. Even if they wanted to book a tour, it's kind of hard for them to do it themselves. There's not a capability to do that. It only has all the information on the listing, and all it's going to show them is the listing agent and their phone number or whatever. So that's why it's just let them know that they should reach out to you if they see a property that they want to see. And yeah, they can't schedule a showing from there. We cannot schedule a showing from there. We just got to do it the way we do. So, and the searches, as much as it can do, and it's really cool. Right now, you cannot search within a particular mile radius. So you can do a town. You could try doing like subdivision, but if you're trying to do a search like within a mile of whatever, right now it doesn't have the capability to do that. Anything that it can do, I would just recommend, you can just take the property address and just do it in the FMLS or whatever, however we usually do it. But yeah, is AI going to take our jobs? No, because AI is still not human. They don't understand. There's no way to feel out really what, people want, they're not able to negotiate, they're not able to schedule the showings for them. But if you are using the AI to your advantage, then you'll be ahead of a lot of other agents that are just not using it. So they are building a tool for listing input that's going to have a voice interface. It's going to allow you to walk your listing. It's really cool too. So you would walk through the listing with your like you'd video it, and you would describe everything you see out loud, and it will fill out the MLS fields for you. So that's pretty cool. It'll also have where you can video the home and fill out in things about the home that maybe you wouldn't usually think of. So you'd walk through the house with the video everything, and maybe it's like there's a lot of things you don't notice like when you first look at a house and go through it. But like say there's a book, like a built-in bookshelf or something. You didn't notice that, and when you're talking into it and saying all these things, you might not have noticed it, so you didn't say it. But it's still picked up on it because it saw it in the video, and it'll pick up on that and will still write it in for you. And you'll be like, oh, I don't remember seeing in bookcase, but yeah, hi. Oh, hi. Did you want to hear about AI too?
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Sorry.
Oh, I love it. Um, so the one thing that Finding Homes does not do is it cannot pull for sale by owners, so it's not gonna do that. But we can see for sale by owners in the Redex, the Vortex, so still have that. You cannot search for open houses if you wanted to, but that's something I think that they might work to integrate in the future. There's a podcast called Tech and Real Estate Podcast, and it talks about all the promptings and stuff. So that might be something good to look into. But also for now, I would definitely recommend you guys going on YouTube and looking up Lundy Finding Homes and just kind of get familiar with how to use this. I know it's one thing to hear me talk about it. It's another thing to kind of, visually see things and play with it yourself. I did that like I tried it on my laptop, my iPad, my phone, especially just for practice, just to get a feel for it. So when a client does contact you, you know how to use it ahead of time. So, and if you have an Echo Show, does everybody have an Echo Show?
I have one.
Sierra? I love it. Jen, you got a little Echo Show?
No, I just have a regular Echo.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Well, I honestly want to buy another one now just because, gosh, what if I'm cooking in the kitchen and a client, is asking us about, can you find me a house like this? Gosh, imagine you're cooking and you don't have to quit cooking. You don't have to quit what you're doing. And you can just, tell it to pull it up and you can see it while you're cooking. Like, I think it's so amazing. So I'm gonna get one, like I have one for my living room. I think I'm gonna get one for my kitchen too. I mean, I wanted one anyway, to pull up like recipes and stuff. But I think it's so amazing because I really want, I'm with you guys. I'm in the trenches too, you know, and I'm out here trying to figure out how to help us and make things easier, but also be better for our clients. And I think that's so great. But also not having to give up certain parts of our life, like, you know, I can't cook because I have to work now, or I have to go to my laptop now. It's like that cuts so much out. Um, they could call you in the middle of cooking dinner or whatever, you know, and shoot, you could, if you have one in the living room, you could be watching a movie on the couch and, you know, just, it's so nice to not feel like I have to interrupt every aspect of my life. If a client contacts us, you know, we can just be like, yo, Alexa, start finding homes. And it just pulls it up so fast. And narrowing it down is so quick and easy. It's so much quicker than getting my laptop out and doing all that stuff. So I'm all for how to make things better and easier for everybody. And then, you know, your client's going to be really impressed with us, because we're going to be quick, right? We're going to be so fast now. Um, so if you guys don't have an Echo Show, ask for one. Well, I'd say ask for one for Christmas. That's going to be a while. Ask for one for your birthdays. Like, invest in yourselves, invest in your businesses, but also be smart about it. I'm all about that. So yeah. Anyway, that was my spiel. Do you guys have any questions that I can answer for you, or any thoughts? I can't hear you,
You
Julie.
hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's good to know. And I do have an Echo Show. I have one right here. I'm so surprised it didn't come on when you were
Me too.
speaking. And I have one in my kitchen. But yeah, I'll kind of play around with that. And I didn't know about the rest. Did you say it was the RESPA?
Rest BAI. Yeah.
AI. Yes, I'll check that out also.
Yeah. Actually, you know, I would love to, because it is right behind you and we can see it. I would love for you to test it out and let's see what happens.
Okay.
Just so you can see it. It's really cool.
So what do I ask for her to
Yeah,
to
you
find?
can say, Alexa, start finding homes.
Okay. Alexa, start finding homes.
Still Finding Homes by London Listings LLC. Welcome to Finding Homes.
Yeah.
Please say, start a new search.
Alexa, turn the volume up.
Welcome to Finding Homes. To begin, please say, start a new search.
Yeah.
Turn the volume up. Alexa, turn the volume up and start a new search.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you please repeat what you said?
Turn the volume up. Alexa, volume up.
Change the volume directly, but you can adjust it using the volume button. If you need help with a property search, feel free to ask.
Alexa, find new homes in Conyers.
Could you please specify the state for Conyers and any other preferences you might have?
Conyers, Georgia.
Bathrooms or price.
So you wanna lead with, you wanna be, remember, you can be really specific now. So think of a client you have and like, just be really like, Alexa, find a home for a retired couple with less than whatever it is, but, or maybe they need a big kitchen, like you can be descriptive like that, it'll pull it up. So try that.
Alexa, find new build in Conyers, 2,000 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom.
Confirm the state for Conyers?
Georgia.
I'll start the search for new builds with your specified criteria.
Is it doing a thing?
Yeah, so it's
I didn't catch that. Could you please repeat what you said?
Yes, Alexa, please start the search in Conyers, Georgia.
Give me a moment to process your request.
Can you hear?
That match the request. The first is 2571 Southeast Ebenezer Road. This is a single-family residence with 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms,
Nice.
and 3,663 square feet, listed at $749,900. Say yes if that's the one you want, or at any time say next if you want to hear the next one.
Next.
Okay, the next property is 1205 Cottonwood Grove. This is a single-family residence with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and 2,814 square feet, listed at $465,000. Say yes if that's the one you want, or next if you want to hear the next one.
Yes. All right. Okay.
You get the idea, and then so in the middle of the search, like she's telling you all those properties, you can tell her, you can be more specific. I need a bit, my client needs a bigger kitchen, open floor plan, like whatever it is, you can be really detailed and descriptive, price range, obviously, and stuff like that. So, like I said, you can even say like they have a dog, or maybe they have a dog and cats, stuff like that. Like, it's intelligent enough to know what most people are looking for. So they're gonna be looking for a fenced yard and things like that. So it's really, really cool. So, I know you'll get it once you learn it, but
Yeah, did you find your acreage in Covington?
I found a lot of choices. Like I was surprised, like a whole page. I was very excited because it is so hard to which you know how clients are though. Like they have something in their mind, and sometimes it's hard to just um get them to see that this is what's available, but I did find some options, that they could at least look at.
We talked about this. I'm looking for acreage in Covington also,
Yeah.
but my clients don't want to spend more than 300 and they want, 3+ acres.
Right, of course.
They'd like to have a house on there, but
I know. Yeah, well,
land.
mine wants the capability to either have a basement or be able to build on it.
Yeah,
And that's hard, but that's also nice about using the Finding Homes by Lundy, because you can be specific about that and look for properties that you can build buildings on and stuff like that, and pop it right up.
Yeah.
It's really cool. The technology, the AI in it is extremely crazy and useful. So
awesome.
love it.
This is just a tip that I've learned. If you're looking Covington specific, that limits you. But if the client is okay with just like Newton County entirely, like they want to be within that county, look up just Newton County. Because even like Mansfield, Georgia, where I'm at, half of it is Newton County.
Yeah.
And then you have Newborn, where I live, and half of that is Newton County as well. And you have Rutledge, which is Newton, Morgan, and Jasper. So if they're not just sold on Covington specific, I would look out just county specific, because like Mansfield is a farming area, same as
Yeah.
Newborn and all that. So you might be able to find the acreage.
Absolutely. Well, our clients always like want the moon and the stars. Like,
Yeah.
like they would love ideally also to have like a lake or a pond, and it's like lake and a pond. They want to build a building, and their budget's like around 300K.
Yeah.
Doing my best. But yeah, I mean, sometimes that just comes with time too, to get them to open up to other areas, to like let them see, like, look, this is what's available. If you're not like that, we could expand if you're willing to do that. And sometimes they just have to get to a point where they're like, because at first sometimes they are very like, no, I want specifically this area. It's hard, like even me, like we wanted to move to Covington when we bought our house, but when we were ready to buy, there just wasn't anything good, so we ended up buying in Locust Grove. But So, you know, it's just getting them to a place where they can be a bit more open, you know, so, but any way that we can still provide them value and they can see that we're trying, you know, keep sending them those options and properties and, you know, all that, that's all we can do. But it's a good tip though, for sure. Look inside the county as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Any other questions or concerns?
I was just gonna say that, I don't feel like AI is going to take our jobs. I feel like that if we don't progress and get on with AI and the abilities, and skills that we'll get in order to service our clients, then we're just gonna be lost and not make it.
Right, so like I said, it's integrated already in everything against our will, like it just is. And I will say, from someone that started out as a creator, you know, to have AI, I've seen my friends be really hurt over it because it's like, well, it's pulling from everything on the internet, pulling people's artwork and things. And but as much as you want to fight against it and the fairness of it, we also, it's going to evolve, and we can either be stubborn and not evolve with it, or we can use it to our advantage. And I think that's what we should do, even as somebody that has been affected by, you know, AI as an artist. You know, they're even making AI movies entirely of AI, and it's like, you know, how did they get that stuff? They're pulling from other filmmakers, and it's like, it feels really, you know, unfair. The nice thing about the AI that is being used here is it's information that's like within the MLS and things like that. So, you know, it's information that you want to be used and utilized anyway. So I do feel better because of that, you know. So yeah, I think we just embrace it together. And I can say that as somebody that has been affected, you know, negatively by some aspects of it. So um yeah, that's what I think. Let's be the top agents that are using AI, and there'll be plenty of agents refusing to use it. But you can see how much of a difference it can make in not only our lives, but our clients' lives. So I think it's something that we should embrace.
Yes, agreed.
Yep. Does anybody else have any questions or comments?
I guess, excuse me, my question is, what would you say is the biggest AI, I guess, help to you in the real estate world right now? Like, is it ChatGPT? Is it like I feel like I'm just now catching on to all of it, and I'm curious to know.
ChatGPT is pretty big right now.
Yeah.
I think it's all of it though, because like I said, it's already AI is integrated into Google. It's integrated into your emails, whether we put it there or not. It's already melded together. So there's a lot of ways we have access or use it already. Facebook has it. Anytime you try to make a post, I'm like, yeah, like I don't want AI, like, you know, but it's there. I use ChatGPT a little bit. I think the thing is that it's not, I think it's hard to just focus on one thing with AI because it's so integrated with everything we need. We need to be kind of using it in everything to stay ahead of other agents and ahead of the curve, you know. Good thing is that if you're learning it and you're not super sure about it, it's nice that the recipe AI is already integrated. It's already a checked box when you put your listings in. and you can toggle it off, but as I said, I wouldn't make sure it's on. But other than that, I think,
The MLS for us, like it's already integrated within the MLS when we're putting a listing in.
yep, it
Oh,
is. So yeah, so you're really doing a disservice if you're not being super descriptive in your descriptions, because it's already in there. It's already wanting to pull from it, or it already is pulling from it. It's just depending on how much information you're putting in there. And then that's what people are gonna pull when they're using the finding homes on their Alexa.
mm.
And like I said, there's a lot of people that need it. 40 million, over 40 million are visually impaired. So this is a service that people will be using. And so I think a lot of it works hand in hand. So just, be familiar, know that it's there. The Recipe AI is on your FMLS, the little icons on the dashboard. It's already there. So just look for it. If you haven't ever seen it before, it's on there. Just look for it. And if you do have questions about it, like you can text me. But yeah, I do think it's important to be familiar with things that we can offer our clients, and you can tell them, like, you can look for homes, you can tell your Alexa. A lot of people don't know that. So I don't know, it's just a really cool thing. So I can't say like, ChatGPT or Recipe or Lundy, whatever. I think we need to be utilizing all of it, you know? And social media has AI too. Facebook does, Instagram. When I watched the Super Bowl, one thing I noticed was every single Super Bowl commercial used AI. I don't know if you noticed that, but I noticed. As an artist, that is something I noticed. And so it's in everything. And so we need to be kind of evolving with it. Good thing is that I know it's hard to keep up with, which is why I want to have these meetings. So if anything new comes out, which it's going to all the time, that's why I have these meetings once a week, so we can talk about it and you guys have the latest on everything. So yeah. So I don't know. Right. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. Like I said, I'm just now really trying to step into the AI world because I feel like I'm getting behind. But so and I didn't realize that Alexa, they can pull directly from the MLS. So they get all that information. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Crazy. Now,
Uh-huh.
like I said, they can't schedule a showing or do anything like that with it. They could call the listing agent, but that's all they're going to have is the listing agent information, which is why if you have them use it, just say, have you see a property on there that you like, just let me know and I'll schedule it for you,
Mhm.
But it is nice that they can use that because it's really, really easy to use. As you can see, you can get really, really, detailed with what they're looking for and stuff like that, and can make your search a lot quicker. So, like I said, there are videos on it. If you go on YouTube and look up Finding Homes by Lundy, you'll see videos on it. I'm pretty sure there's probably some videos on the Recipe AI on the FMLS, but I mean, that's already integrated, so there's really not, as long as you're aware that it's there and you need to make sure the box is checked when you do your listings. I mean, that's all you really have to know about that.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know it was even there, but it should be automatically checked, right? Like
yeah,
I would
it
have
should
to
be.
uncheck it.
Right. Yeah, it should be automatically checked. So just make sure. And then when you're making your listings, just be as descriptive as possible. And so
Mhm.
one thing maybe I would say that might help is using the ChatGPT, which I downloaded the ChatGPT app. So I mean, the whole AI thing is sort of new to me too, but I'm just starting to see how important it is. But the ChatGPT, if you download that, you can tell it things about the house and have it make a better description for you for your listing. And because the more words you have, the more it'll have to pull from when someone is using like the Finding Homes by Lundy and stuff like that. Um, just a side note too, I've talked about this before and I have to wrap up because it's 10, but, anytime you have, like open houses and stuff on your listing, it's really important to put your open house on the FMLS because the FMLS has an algorithm just like any other social media platform, and it will boost your listing up and more people will see it. So, you know, when I had my listing, I was doing like open houses every weekend if it made sense, just because even if nobody came, it's boost your listing. So, yeah, I mean, that's not for everybody, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
I'm an overachiever. So it's like open houses all the time. But yeah, I didn't care if anyone came or not. I mean, it's nice if they do. And I did have, pretty good traffic from that. But yeah, it just, if you're mindful of using the FMLS like you would Instagram or Facebook almost, it's just, everything has an algorithm. Google Business has an algorithm. I've talked about that a lot before. And, it's the same thing, like, I've consistently gotten about 20,000 views on my Google Business, the past few months since I've started using it that way. So it's pretty interesting. But anyway, I do have to wrap up, guys. What is something that you might want me to talk about next time?
I don't know. I mean, this AI was very helpful. I'll have to think about it.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can text me anytime you have a thought or something like that. See what I need to focus on. Okay, guys. Well, I'll wrap it up. Have a good day.
You
Get out
too.
there
Thank you
and
so much.
Thanks,
you're
Tris.
welcome.
Awesome.
That's your house.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.